Room to Grow's main strength is the general simplicity of its game. It consists of 3 worlds and 2 bonus worlds, and utilizes a single concept, alongside a few puzzle mechanics. Because of how short it can be, it excels at not overwhelming the player with multiple concepts at once, while still providing a challenge. The opposite can be said about Baba Is You. While it is a fantastic game that pushes many different concepts, Room to Grow pushes a single mechanic to its extent. The main difference here is that Room to Grow has small puzzles that teach and challenge your intuition on a concept, while Baba Is You has larger scale puzzles that are more complex. An inevitability of Baba Is You's complexity is that it occasionally has you guessing how mechanics work in larger scale puzzles, due to the overwhelmingness of many of them. Many puzzles in Baba Is You emphasize on figuring out what you can do, over asking you how to simply use what's given to you in the context. This emphasizes Room to Grow's advantage in its simplicity, as the complexity of Baba Is You requires at least some guesswork in how certain things work, and aren't always intuitive, while Room to Grow's lack of concept limits this problem to a major extent. The only time this doesn't apply are a few levels, as diagonal lines and spacing isn't always apparent, and requires some trial and error, though the background grid along with the concepts presented in the level generally can sometimes alleviate part of the problem. Room to Grow simplicity works to its advantage. Because there's only a few mechanics, it's much easier to think ahead and plan moves, encouraging critical thinking much more, and allows each mechanic to breathe and be expanded upon in depth individually. The game teaches concepts easily, though that doesn't mean the puzzles can't be hard. Almost every puzzle has a unique twist while still being solvable, with the rudimentary knowledge taught for the mechanics. Room to Grow is a perfect example of how to make essentially a perfect game by limiting the game and not adding any excess and creating water spill flaws.